Yep, we're in Holyoke, Massachusetts, Paper City. You can see the canal system that made Holyoke great right here. Yep, fishing historic places is taking on the mighty Connecticut River here. Holyoke across the river from us, with that dam thundering away, water flying. And I kind of like it. The water seems to be up a little from what it was yesterday, which might mean that the shad are moving a little more than they were. Hank's with me, his son Gavin. We're going to get out there and make it happen. Maybe there's some stripers running as well. Of course, we're about to get hit with 50-mile-an-hour winds and snow squalls, but that's New England in May. Outrageous weather conditions here on the Connecticut River. I mean, we're looking at a snow squall that is blotting out Mount Tom. We're looking at the Connecticut River with 1.5 white caps on it. What's the date, Gav? May 8th, May 9th, something like that? Look at that snow coming down. It's insane. Wow. The city of Holyoke obscured in snow. We're hooked up. He doesn't want to come in. He's kind of out in the middle. Oh! Yeah, there's a female. Yeah. Nice female shad here. It's what we like to see. She's going to be bringing a bunch of eggs up the river. This is about a 4-pound fish. Huh. Get her up the river. Well, that's not what we like to see. Oh, I don't like that. Come on, you. Swim. I don't got waders on today. I can't help her so much. Get going, get going. Hey! Ah, it got me all wet. That's what I was like, no. Historic places. The Holyoke Dam, Holyoke, Massachusetts. We're on the South Hadley side of the Connecticut River here. And you can see the planned city of Holyoke on the other side. Once the North Parish of West Springfield, it was turned into a planned city by a group of investors who built the dam above us in 1846. They didn't build it very well. The dam broke immediately upon filling, flooding the lower valley. Luckily, there were no fatalities. But the second dam they finished in 1848 and built a massive canal system that created Holyoke, the paper city. Now, if you're looking at Holyoke on a map, you might be tempted to say Holyoke. That would be incorrect. It's not Holyoke. Around here we say Holyoke, like that. Holyoke. And if you live in Holyoke, you tend to say Holyoke, like that. Now, what we're doing here is we're fishing for shad who are running up the river in the early spring. When you see the first buds on the trees, the shad are in the river. And I was just explaining to Evan, who's with me right now, the technique for shad fishing. What we have is shad coming in schools. They'll come in schools of 10, 15 fish. And they'll run up the current, but they get tired, so they like slack water areas. So we're standing in a sort of a slack water area here. We're armed with shad darts. We got some pretty good ones on right now, so we can get our lures out. And what we're going to do is we're going to fire them out. They hit the water, and now we slowly reel, keeping that shad dart up. I'm reeling. Now you can see, Pags, that my line is moving towards you with the current, right? It's coming down current. So the key is, me and you aren't going to get stuck on each other if you cast right now. Cast out there now. Straight out. Straight out. Not downstream, straight out. So you just cast it out. Oh, it went downstream a little. Now let really, really slowly reel. Not fast. And you'll know it when a shad hits. You'll feel that distinctive thump, and then you're in for a fight. That's the thing about shad. They give you one heck of a fight. It's the first week in May, so we've probably seen a few females in the water. I saw a guy catch one yesterday that was clearly a decent sized fish. So typical female shad will be in the 5 to 6 pound range. The males will be in the 2 to 3 pound range. There's a lot of other fish also coming up the river. Stripers come all the way up the Connecticut River chasing these shad. Blueback herring are coming up the river. Alewives, lots of different fish called anadromous fish, Evan. They live in salt water. They spawn, have their babies in the fresh water. So this is really one of the great fisheries for shad on the East Coast. Yeah, like salmon, they're an anadromous fish, good call. See, the shad in the Connecticut River don't suffer the same mortality rate that they do in some of the other rivers. Like in the Delaware River, where they get a lot of shad, they lose more than 60% of their shad because the river gets so warm that the shad will die while they're on their spawning run or after they've completed the spawn. Here in the Connecticut River, most of the shad survive and they come back up a second time, even a third time. That's why the world record shad comes from the Connecticut River, caught by a friend of mine, Freddie Mancini, caught an 11-pound, 8-ounce shad, I believe the number is, back in 1987. Hasn't been beat since. That's a big female shad right there. Well, we got one on here. The American shad finally has decided to hit, and it's about playing them in now. They're a feisty fish coming right out of the ocean. So what you have to do is you have to, let me get below you, Evan. You come up above me. Just come up above me, all right. And this ferocious runs. I'm only using 6-pound test. So it's important that I let the fish run when he wants to run. Got a 6.5-foot very medium action pole. Like I say, very medium action. I got him into the soft water right now, so he's darting all over the place. Back and forth he goes. And there he is. It's actually a pretty decent male right here. Is it a female? It might be a small female. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop the shad off. Now, the thing about a shad is they have a very sharp bone on the bottom. You can cut yourself if you grip that bone. Beautiful, beautiful fish. We're going to let her go. Yo-ho-ho, ho-ho. All right, we got one. They're here. Let's get some more. All right, switch back, or I'll just go up ahead of you. I'll go up above you. Now the key is to remember where I was when I caught that fish. You know, you wanna do the same thing again. And I was out here. I was like, I cast it out like this, and that shad hit when I was about even with the boat. So I wasn't in tight. I was out there. It's always about doing the same thing, like I told you, Ev. So Right about where the boat was where that shad hit. And it was no joke. It was like that guy was on. He was like, I'm eating you. So I wasn't doubting it, you know. Another one. Go ahead, just stay where you are. When you're shad fishing, you often have a group of people nearby, so you want to get the fish in close as quick as you can. There he is. Looks like a little male. Number 2. Yeah, you can see he's a lot smaller than the other one. And like I said, one thing you have to remember about shad is that sharp bone on the underside of the fish. You don't want to get caught by that thing. So here we go. Here's Mr. American Shad. Beautiful fish with that purple right out of the ocean, heading up to do his business and make more baby shad, right, Ev? Right. Now, Holyoke, Massachusetts, originally part of the Springfield Land Grant, 1635. William Pension came up the river looking to establish a trading post. Originally established that trading post where the Agawam River meets the Connecticut River, the confluence where Pension Park is today. And the Amerindian people, the Agawam who lived there, asked him if he wouldn't move to the other side of the river because his cattle and pigs were getting into the corn that the Indians had planted. So Pension moved across the river, recognizing the importance of establishing good relations with the Amerindian people. Of course, that didn't last because in 1675, after one thing leading to another, caused a little bit of strife between the peoples. The city of Springfield was attacked and burned on October 5th. One of the fathers of the city of Springfield at the time was Eleazar Holyoke. And he didn't survive the winter of 1675. It has been said that watching his city burn around him, watching the Indian people that he knew and in many cases loved turn against him, broke his heart. But his son would end up giving the family name to what is now Holyoke, Massachusetts. So I'm out in the middle here. I got to get this out of my buddy's way here. I don't want him to miss this school that's coming by. I got him down so you can cast over the top. And he's rigged up like I am. I can tell. What is your name? Pablo knows the shad because he's got the 6-pound test on, and that's all you need. Otherwise, you get stuck out there and you're like, you're pulling in Jimmy Hoffa in a safe. But yeah. I tried with the Carolina. Right. That's not a bad idea. Too heavy though. Yeah. I lost like 2 weeks. I got this new technique, but there's not enough of them to try it yet. I'll show it to you in a second. I got it on a fly pole, so we'll see. But this guy's digging. All right, Pags. It's time for you to make me a believer. You got to hook one of these. Oh! Holy! Oh! The audience, applaud! Yes! Pags, look at what Pags does. You hooked me. We'll see what this is. I'll tell you, this guy's got some game, right? This guy doesn't want to stop. Oh, he's a nice female. It's kind of shocking to see the females up here this early. So nice Usually you don't see the females until a week or so after this. That's a decent fish. So this is the American shad, girls. You want to pet it? Come on! Lucy. Yes. Evan's got one on here. Pablo's got one. There's a nice little school coming here. Uh-oh. Huh? I've seen them in, hold up. You're stuck? You don't have a fish on?
I had one. I definitely had one before.
I saw your pole bounce.